Welcome to our fifth episode of Education Exchange from the headquarters of Public Access TV and the Education Channel Cable 21. Today we have the pleasure and the privilege of having two very important guests, and with them two very important guests too. But let us start with the most important ones. Lolita, a fourth grader at Hoover School, elementary school, and Adam, a fifth grader at Hoover Elementary School. With them is their teacher, media teacher, Christine Noel, and with her is the great principal artist, Mr. Dennis Harnick, an old friend of mine and an old friend of all the viewers. Every year you see Mr. Harnick here coming up with new ideas and new projects, and that's what he's going to introduce today to us. What's your project and surprise for our viewers on Education Exchange?
Well, first a clarification, they're typically not my ideas. I have some very, very good people that work at Hoover School who have phenomenal ideas. So I had the pleasure of bringing Mrs. Christine Newell, our new media center teacher, on last year. She joined us at Hoover, and with her she brought a lot of new innovations and new ideas, and she actually introduced me to what's called maker spaces. And from what she's told me, and now what I've learned, is it's very popular in schools throughout the country. Media centers, this is a new activity. The kids love it. It's I probably should let her explain it a little better than I can explain it. I know that there's art involved,
And you're happy with that?
I'm very happy with that, being a former art teacher or a current art teacher. Yeah.
I was the only principal who was an art teacher. Yeah.
Right. So there's art, but creativity in a lot of different ways. There's building. There's technology, robotics, crafts. A lot of things.
So an extension of the idea of STEAM, right?
Yes. And there's that involved.
And what does STEAM stand for? Explain to our viewers.
Science, technology, engineering, and math. I got that right.
And then the A for art, right?
And the A for art, yes.
Oh, wow, that's
so
impressive.
Yeah, and like I said, there's something for all the students and all the interests of the students, and we've got a great schedule, and Mrs. Newell has arranged it so over the course of the year, every student in the school has an opportunity to go in there and spend a week with the maker spaces. So it's been a wonderful program that I know is very, very popular with the students. So,
Mrs. Noel, can you give our viewers a little idea of when did you start at Hoover and your previous experience, and how did you come up with the idea?
Well, I'm pretty new to the librarian role. I taught at Mann in Lincoln 2 years ago, so last year was my first year at Hoover as a librarian. And prior to that, I was getting a master's degree through UNI. And during my program, we talked a lot about maker spaces. And at that time, they were more in the public libraries and just a little bit in the schools. But it was something that I hooked onto right away, and I thought it would be a great way to bring it into the schools if we could. The challenge is time and space and schedule. And so we tried to work together and find a way to make it happen at Hoover, and got our PTA involved, thankfully, because we wouldn't have been able to do it without them. They've helped us fund it and get it going for the kids. And we started, I think it was in January last year, we started a full-blown program, and it's been a great opportunity for the kids. We do it during their lunch hour, so they can come during their lunch recess time. And they make, they tinker, they create. One thing that I've seen happen that I think is wonderful is kids of different ages are there. And so when we have 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, they might all start doing their own thing, but eventually they kind of catch on to what each other's doing. So we see some 6th graders helping out 3rd graders and things like that. So it's just been a great activity for everyone.
So just for clarification, is Hoover the first school to do this? Or?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
It's catching on more and more. We have a number of elementary schools right now that are getting started in makerspaces. I know for sure of about 4 or 5 of us that are doing it. Could be more, I could be wrong about that number. Not all of them are there yet, but they're certainly finding ways to get it started.
And you communicate with each other about the projects and how you are progressing and so forth.
We do, and I actually sat on a teacher quality committee last year where we all met to try to come up with a curriculum and means for other teachers in the district to get one going. So we supplied a very nice website, materials, ideas, and things like that, so that if someone wants to get started, they can have a resource to help them get going.
So let us move to the real player
Yes.
of the game. So you want to start, Adam?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of my favorite things about Makerspace is what people bring in. Like, parents donate some really fun stuff. Like, someone last year brought in the gears of a bike, and that was really fun to take apart. And we have a tinkering table where, like, DVD players and, like, computers and old stuff that doesn't really work, or, like, cameras. And it's really fun because you can take it apart and, like, take some stuff home like you like. So then there's a Lego wall, which is really fun. I built a marble run, and that was really cool.
Of course, you are using a lot of terminology that I'm not so familiar with. Maybe there are some old folks like me watching you now. Can you explain it a little easy? You are a big scientist, definitely. You know more about computer than me, than your own host here. So tell me, explain to me in simple words what actually you do in the center when you go in the library and meet with Mrs. Noel. What exactly you do?
I built a marble run. That's what I worked on for like 2 weeks. Then I've been recently doing the robots, which are really fun.
Oh, can you introduce this guest to our viewers too?
So this is a Dash. We named him Woodstock. And you can control him with the iPads here. Do you want to control Woodstock? Or
Oh, Lenita, go ahead. Go ahead. Yep.
Should go ahead and turn that on. Tell them who that is.
Then this is a Sphero, which is also a robot, but it's one big sphere, and there's just stuff inside it. I don't exactly know what it is, but I bet there's some wheels and gears that make it run, and it's really cool.
Oh, okay. We have a light now.
Adam just woke him up.
Yeah.
Coding. Here it comes.
There's
So
something-
right now,
yeah.
I am aligning it, so if I go forwards,
Oh, I think, yeah.
Oh,
and it drives around, and it's really fun to play tag. The other day we went on a secret spy mission.
what
you play
did you
tag
do?
with the other robots?
What did you do in the secret spy mission?
We went behind Mr. Newell's desk.
Figured out how to come back out again, right? After you got it stuck back there?
A couple times.
So what do you have there, Lolita? Yeah.
Would
So
stop.
this is a guy that you named Dash.
It's a Dash robot. That's the name of the line.
Machine.
Yeah, right. And then we renamed him Woodstock.
Oh,
We have a
Wood-
Snoopy also. We have
Wood-
2 of those. Some of the kids like to, you can see that he's got attachments on his, I call them his ears, and some kids will build Lego things on top of his head. So they get real creative on what they do with the robots. They might make mazes and run the robots through mazes, or build towers and knock the towers down with the robots, different things like that.
on Sphero, you can also change the color, which is really cool. Do you want to play tag?
That's amazing to watch, and amazing to be able to enter the code and all that and control it.
Some of the apps on the iPads will allow kids to actually do coding to make them go. The apps that they're using right now just have a simple remote control to make them go. But for
They are, I
older
think,
kids-
away from the camera now.
Yeah.
I don't see them
Can you drive
on the
them this way?
monitor in front of me. Yeah.
Here they come. Whoop. Oh, Willie. I like that kids of all ages can interact with them. The younger kids can just learn how to control them with the remote control app, and the older kids, if they're ready to do some computer science coding, can actually code what they want the robot to do to tell it to go where they want it to go.
The message.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Sphero is also really funny. It can do like the nutcracker.
Quite a show.
Yeah.
And watching it is very relaxing too. I mean, if you're
It's entertaining to
Yeah.
watch the kids do things, yep. We also have a smaller robot for our kindergarten through second graders, and this teaches some just basic coding, arrow up, arrow down, turn right, turn left, so kids can start to learn how to control something with their actions and their thoughts.
Right.
So the kids like this one too. He's fun. The little ones.
super. Lolita, tell me about your experience and what do you see as positive in this whole program that you are doing now?
Well, right now we're working on a giant squid for our visiting author, Candace Fleming. We've spray painted it, and now we're working on the tentacles.
You made this squid with what? Paper mache or something, or?
We made it out of, well, yeah, we started the base of the body with paper, and then we stuffed it with newspaper.
Oh, so it's similar to paper mache. And then you are going to paint it later?
We spray paint it.
Spray paint it.
And it's big.
It's very
It's
big.
about
Yeah.
6 feet long without
That's
the tentacles.
Just the
Scary.
Yeah.
head, yeah.
The
And-
eyes are really cool.
They are cool. And what I like about this is that we have space to let the kids create a wonderful project for our visiting author. And it's huge. And we're using all recyclable materials. So we're using toilet paper and paper towel tubes, bottle caps, saran wrap, all kinds of things that we can find just in our makerspace.
So we are going to watch the video now that you brought
Right.
to our viewers.
Real quick, I'll explain. We have a new Lego wall, and that's actually what it means, putting Legos up on the wall. And we have a gentleman from our physical plant that helped construct it for us. His name is Ron Crone, and I need to give him a thank you because he worked hard on getting the wall up. And Adam did a wonderful job with his marble run. You'll be able to see what he means by marble run. And then we had some kids right after that so inspired by Adam that they were playing on the wall, and it's just great to watch how they interacted with the wall. So I'd love you to see both of those
They
videos.
made some really cute, like, mini marble runs. And that was really funny. Like,
Yeah.
I've inspired little kids.
It's a great feeling, right?
Yeah.
So let us see that.
Yes, awesome. Adam, you want to tell us a little bit about your marble run? Tell us what you're
Do
thinking.
we have
My
sound
marble run.
with this? Or?
This one, it
looks like I've inspired the little kids.
Yes, it does.
And
That's what it's all
I've been
about.
working on it for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to get this perfect, and it finally is.
And your goal was to get a starting point and to go kind
My
of
goal was
zigzag
to
around.
Start here and kind of go back and forth, and then land in the cup every single time.
You want it to go in the cup 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
if
watch.
it makes it that far.
Let's watch it one more time. Let's see.
Most of the time.
The first time we filmed it, it went right in, didn't it? Very
Yeah.
good. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.
That's so impressive.
We'd like you to see the other one too, right? Where we see
Yeah.
the first graders interacting with the Lego wall.
There is?
Yeah, they're so excited about what he did, and they come at a different time. So the older kids come the first part of our lunch hour, the little kids come later. So they got to come and see this wonderful creation on the wall, and then they just kind of went with it and did some of their own things too. So we'd love to show that video as well.
No! So close. But we gotta fix this.
What are you going to do to fix it?
What the?
Uh-oh.
Where does this go? Wait, it's supposed to go down here. No, it fell out.
Ah, so see if you can fix the problem.
So I think we put this right here.
Okay, good thinking.
Wait,
Test it again, see if it works.
up here.
Uh-oh.
Wait, is that the wrong pipe? Oh, yeah.
I really like how the both of you are working together to solve these problems. That's awesome.
We fixed Adam's track. Go down, go down, go down, down. Oh, did you see that? It bounced. That's all it goes.
It bounced off the floor first, didn't it?
Watch, just watch it. I moved a couple of bit. Yeah. How about one? Where is it? Where's that picture? Oh, what the? It just went fast moving. Look how fast they're going.
Are they getting stuck, Graydon?
Oh, and they're moving. Look at. Oh, that was like right there.
The viewer didn't see you, Adam, when you were smiling and reacting to the little kids enjoying so much playing with your own invention, right?
Yeah.
What did you feel when you saw them? This is the first time you saw them, right?
I've never seen that video before, and like that really like gave me a good feeling. That was fun, and I'm glad to see that they enjoyed it, not that they just wanted to take it down and like
Right.
make something new. Like they like what I made.
And they definitely appreciate it. And this makes you feel like you are a mentor, and they are the mentees, right?
Definitely.
That's good. That's really great. We have a couple of minutes. Can you tell me how this project is going to progress now? After
Right. We take a lot of input from kids based on what they enjoy and maybe some things that they don't enjoy. We have so many materials that have been donated. We can rotate things in and out for kids. We're going to try to do some 1 week long workshops and pull in some people from the community to be presenters. And one that I have in mind is a week long workshop on green screen and making some film. And I'd also like to do some stop motion animation for kids as well. And we like to do low tech to high tech. So I also have some parents who want to teach some kids knitting. So we'll be doing some workshops like that hopefully throughout the
It's
year.
very, very important to see the progress in your vision and ideas.
Thank you.
And we have, I think, another video that you
We
brought.
do. Thanks for reminding me. So I mentioned low tech to high tech. So we have the robots, but we also have a lot of building materials, Legos, of course, Lincoln Logs, and some other types of things. And I have a video of a young man, I think he's in 2nd grade this year, who loves the big Lincoln Logs, and he created a wonderful work of art. And I asked him to explain what it was and what he was thinking when he made it. So we'll watch that video.
Let
too.
us watch it, yeah.
No. I trapped it, see?
So Graham, what is that? Tell me what it would be. What did you create? Hey, Woodstock needs to back up.
I'm not doing anything.
Thanks,
Snoopy's
Jess.
right here. This is Snoopy. I'm
Okay,
Snoopy.
so Graham, tell me what you imagine that is.
I would imagine that this
Well, I think Woodstock came to help him.
Is what it looks like.
your foot is in Snoopy's way.
Okay. That's cool.
It's your turn now to tell me about your feeling about the whole project.
Well, you can see from the videos what's fun when you go in there, when the kids are in there. It's just all over. And you can see they're interacting around each other, on top of the tables, behind the bookcases, so many different activities. And like I said, you have the arts happening. You've got children creating that giant squid. They're creating that. They're working on the Lego wall. They're working on the technology. I think it's so important to have that ability to be creative and have some opportunities in school to be creative, to do something different with your hands, to manipulate different materials, to learn how things work. You know, I think we
Problem
lose
solving.
problem
and,
solving. We lose a little bit of that. I mean, the academics, of course, are extremely important, and they need to know how to read and write and know arithmetic. But I think in this age of technology, to get in there and to take things apart and to put your hands on objects,
Hand-on, yeah.
hands-on, and be
Exactly,
able
yeah.
to create is so key and so important, and really is another level to education that I think we can't neglect, and we need to continue to make sure that that's in our schools.
I will go back to you, Adam. I think we're going to have a couple minutes more. But I want you to tell me, do you have other ideas? Do you think about other ideas?
So what do you mean?
I mean, you finished this project, right? Are you thinking of expanding it or doing something more?
No. I might take it down and start again in a different one. But I don't see finishing this, like it is finished to my standards.
So you want to continue on the same project, right?
I might take it down and continue the same kind of idea and make something a little different.
How about Lolita? Tell
Um,
me about your ideas for the future. Are you thinking of something new, or are you going to continue the same thing?
Probably going to continue the same thing.
So you like what you did. You're proud of it.
Yeah.
Are there in your plans expanding this into other fields or other areas?
I haven't thought much about that beyond what we're doing in the elementary school. I know they have maker spaces at the middle schools and high schools as well on a large scale, like 3D printing and some of those types of things, and using tools to create projects. And, you know, we've tried some tools. We have some tools at our tinkering table. Kids love to take things apart, and we haven't done much with putting that together. We take apart and then we use those materials to create other things, projects and crafts. So I'd like to see them tinker a little bit more, but actually putting things back together to make something new. A lot of the kids like to use the little bits and the circuits to create, make things happen.
Those are
And
really
so,
fun.
yeah, these guys love them. And snap circuits are another one that the kids love to do. So I'd like to see them take their learning and their knowledge of circuitry and apply it to some of the recycled materials we have. How can we get those materials to move and to light up and to do those kinds of things? So
I remember one time this year from the tinkering table where you take apart stuff, someone found like a plug, a wall socket plug, and he tried to plug it in. The lights flickered and there was a big spark.
yes, I know.
It was a little scary, but we
Yeah.
both died laughing after it. It was hilarious.
And typically we take those power sources out so that they're not a problem. So that was one we missed. But
I guess Woodstock would like to see something at the end of our show. He probably wants to thank you if we can get him on the camera, because he's telling me, he's giving me something now, a message. And he's sharing with me his gratefulness to you for coming here and informing our audience about your activities, about how science and arts and technology and engineering get to be a hand-on experience in school, benefiting our kids, helping them think and problem solve. And on that note, I can say we are grateful to you, and come back and show us more and more of your activities. You're always welcome. We love Hoover, and we love you, Mr. Harrick.
Well,
And certainly I see why you are so proud of this program.
It's great for
And
the
we
kids.
wanted to put the lights on it. And thank you, Adam. Thank you, Lolita. I know your dad is here, and Adam's mom, as a matter of fact, she's working with Mr. Peterson, who's our chief director here. She is one of the camera people today, and for that we thank you, Anne, for that very much. And again, my gratitude for Mr. John Karoff, the father of this program, that is going to be on Channel 18, Channel 21, as well as on YouTube tonight. So you can share with everybody. If it's not tonight, then maybe tomorrow, maximum. So thank you very much. And from Iowa City to our viewers, thank you for listening and for being with us now for 27 years. Esther, and I'm the host and producer of Education Exchange.
He's on one.
Of course, is it pantomime?
I don't
Like
know.
I'm going to be like,
If we have trouble with the mic, it's there. And he just used it last show. Yeah, he's still on one. Yep.
Oh, there we are.
No, try it again, honey.
Joy.
Honey, talk again.
my name is Ladi Esther, and I am the family and student advocate at Horace Mann Elementary School.
Lady Esther?
My name is also Larias.
Well, the real Lady Esther, please stand up.
It's the fake one and the real one.
Okay. Liz?
My name is Liz Moss, and I'm Kirkwood faculty.
Good. Julie?
And I'm Julie.
Keep talking so he can catch you.
I'm Julie Robinson. I'm the principal at Mann Elementary.
Okay, all of them are good.